Rob Kraft scours the remaining AUV scans for any evidence of the sunken carrier Lexington at the bottom of the Coral Sea. Incredibly, at the very edge of the last sonar file, he spots something.
Hang on there, big fella. You have a lot of very small, high reflective targets. Now, we do have a fairly rectangular lump here. Holy Batman. That's a debris field. That is a debris field.
Rob's prediction of finding the shipwreck site on the first AUV run comes true.
That was our first one and done. The first time we had launched the AUV and found the wreck in our first mission. That's a plane.
This is gonna be the biggest I told you so. You know what, when I said, oh, we're gonna find it on the first grid, you guys are like, no.
Kraft now has a curious rectangular lump to explore, thanks to discovering this debris field.
When a ship sinks, it sinks under violent conditions, and that's going to create debris. They're like breadcrumbs to guide you towards the wreck.
But are these scattered deep-water remnants pieces of the USS Lexington? Or is it another shipwreck? Kraft orders the Petrel's remote-operated vehicle to be prepped to dive and take a closer look.
Dun, 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 dun. Let's go. Let's do it.
The ROV, equipped with high-definition cameras, will navigate to Rob's sonar target nearly 2 miles beneath the surface of the Coral Sea. The submersible is flown underwater via remote joystick from the command operations room.
We do have a target in front of us, about 50 meters dead ahead. Looks interesting on sonar.
Slowly, a rusted metal hull comes into view.
Oh, yeah.
It's a ship.
Yep. Okay. Big ship.
It can be a bit ominous as it starts to come into the light, and you see a structure there that is, from top to bottom, you can't see the edges of it.
But is this ship the Lexington? Dawn, May 8th, 1942. Both the Japanese and American scout planes are sent to identify their rival carrier group's position in the Coral Sea. Fighters, bombers, and torpedo planes are readied to surprise the enemy.
Whoever finds the enemy first and who's ever able to get a strike off first always has the advantage.
Both carrier groups are spotted by the scouts almost simultaneously, and commanders from both navies launch the bulk of their aircraft into battle.
The opposing forces literally pass one another on their way to the target. They're going to throw everything out there, have the killing blows, get back aboard the carriers, we win, we go home, game over.
Just before 11 a.m., the U.S. squadrons, consisting of 75 planes, converge on the enemy position below.
When the American attack materializes over the Japanese carrier force, Zuikaku kind of lucks out because she's close enough to a squall that she's able to duck into the clouds and get out of the way of what's coming in. Shokaku, her sister, is not so fortunate.
The American pilots ferociously attacked Shokaku. The SBD bombers make 3 solid hits on her deck, but her captain evades 20 Devastator torpedoes.
Shokaku ends up taking bomb hits that turn her flight deck into an A-frame, and she's very heavily on fire. It's clear that she's not going to be able to operate aircraft, and so she's told to retire at high speed.
Almost simultaneously, 170 miles to the southwest, the Japanese aerial strike force of 69 planes discovers both the USS Yorktown and Lexington flat tops fully exposed.
This is a tremendous opportunity. That's about half of the American carrier inventory. The Japanese are going to press their attacks to sink both of these ships right now.
The majority of the strike force heads towards Lexington. She was the bigger target, and they're being met by Lexington's anti-aircraft fire. 5-inch 38 caliber naval rifles, 1.1-inch anti-aircraft mounts.
I heard the big guns going off, and I knew that they were coming in. Then when I heard the smaller guns going off, I knew they were right on top of us.
The Japanese bombers released their 2-ton Long Lance torpedoes in a coordinated strike on Lexington.
The first batch of torpedoes that's launched at Lex actually misses her. The second batch does not. She absorbs 2 torpedoes on her port side up near the midships and bow.
Japanese dive bombers follow with a devastating aerial strike on the Yorktown flight deck, along with 2 bomb hits on Lexington.
When the first bomb hit, the whole ship just shuddered. Every sailor down below, like I was just, well, I hope one doesn't hit here.
One bomb strikes Lex's funnel, while another lands directly on a port side 5-inch gun battery.
And it just wipes out the Marines manning that anti-aircraft gun. The scene that's left there is absolutely grisly. And this is the first time that Lexington's crew actually sees the effects of war.
After a hellish hour of fighting, both the Japanese and U.S. aerial attacks are over.
It's the first battle ever between 2 carrier forces that never gained sight of each other.
The Yorktown crew manages to get her flight deck fire under control. As the Lexington burns and sinks to the left, the damage control teams work furiously to right the ship.
What they do is it's called counterflooding. They flooded a certain section of the ship to basically take her as she's listing this way and get her straight again.
I felt the ship could take it, so I didn't panic there. I said, the ship is tough, she could take it.
The skipper, Captain Frederick Ted Sherman, feels the Lexington dodged a lethal bullet.
Her crew gets her back in fighting shape. She's launching and recovering aircraft. It's almost as if nothing happened.
But the nearly 3,000 men aboard the Lady Lex are about to face an invisible enemy, more deadly than the Japanese. As the ROV flies around the portside perimeter of the wreck, Rob looks for physical evidence to positively identify the ship. Less than 600 feet of the central structure appears to be intact.
What we were seeing on the bottom is not what we thought we were going to see. You know, as all of the reports said, it sunk intact. So it was unexpected to find that there was no bow and no stern section attached to the ship.
And then, miraculously, a key feature comes into view.
The signature shot, huh?
It's a 5-inch Mark 10 anti-aircraft gun operated by the Marines, the largest weapon known to be found on board the Lexington. Since the 5-inch guns were mounted on other naval vessels, the Petrel team seeks additional components from the carrier.
So we'll have a look at the starboard side.
They discover a battery of 1.1-inch anti-aircraft guns.
Oh, now that's pretty.
And nearby, a 20-millimeter cannon.
I think this is a smaller gun and just missing the barrel.